everyone, and happy day after Valentine's Day. Well, I guess that will forever be dating this vlog. But as I told you, I was going to do one of the projects from the Scrapbook Mysteries series. And what I did was I decided to do the one where she recycled a can and made a pencil cup holder out of it, because I thought, well, that would be really nice. My kids could use that as a gift for their teachers. We could use it for miscellaneous pens and pencils that we find around the house. And so what I did was, she took her can, she rubbed the glue stick all over it, and then she took her paper and she wrapped it around. She left some on the top so that she could push it down and around. As you can see on this cup, I left it, you could see it, pushed in there. I basically snipped it, not quite all the way down, and then folded it over so that it would fold in nicely. And then she put fibers around it to decorate it after she put stickers on it and things like that. Well, she must have been using one industrial strength glue stick, because I rubbed my glue stick all over the can, wrapped my paper around it, and it mostly stuck. And I snipped the top of it, pushing everything down, rubbing it with a glue stick. It really didn't stick. Then I had cut out shapes from a patterned piece of paper that's kind of like Western looking. And the bottom part was the stream material looking paper. And I cut out pieces, and I used my glue stick, stuck them on there, and they were not staying. They did not want to stay stuck on here. The bigger ones were popping off. And so what I ended up doing was taking my Mod Podge and liberally coating it all, getting it underneath, getting it in here, and I've been trying to decide whether or not I want to put some yarn around the top with some wooden beads to dangle down. But so it wasn't as I expected the project would be, but I do like the way that it looks with the finish of it. It really laid the paper down, it smoothed it out, and it just seems to have some protection on it. Now, I've only done 2 layers so far, and I'm trying to decide if I want to put another layer on there or not. And then I decided, well, maybe I'll try it with my Xyron. The glue stick just wasn't working. I'll try my permanent Xyron adhesive instead. So I did this one right here, and I decided just to use paper scraps. I know it's kind of hard to see because the light's kind of bright in here. It's kind of hard to see just because of the lighting. And there we go. There's a little bit. Put quotes on there. So as you can see, I used scraps of paper and I put them through my Xyron. Well, some of my pieces were cardstock, and as you can see here, it's kind of thick. It's thick. It doesn't conform very well to the can, and it kind of sticks up. Because I was hoping to not have to coat this one, and I thought, well, we'll see how it works. When I did it last night, I put the fibers on it. I put some beads on there. It's cute, but I'm a little concerned over how these pieces, as you can see, are popping up. So I'm thinking that if I'm going to want to keep this one and not constantly be pushing the pieces back down, I'm going to have to coat this one as well with the Mod Podge. Now, would it have worked better if I didn't use cardstock on there? Maybe. The vellum I put down seems to be sticking quite well, even though it's a big piece around the curve. But I really think because of the curved surface and the thickness of the cardstock, it's just not laying very well. So I might actually, as you can see, it's actually just pulling up right there. I don't know if you can see that or not right there. You can actually see the shadow of the piece that's coming up. So I was a little disappointed in this, just because it was a little messier than I thought it was going to end up being. But that's okay. Mess is not bad. And I did put a little bit of glue around the top here just to make sure that the fibers wouldn't slide around. But I am definitely thinking of taking it off, coating it with the Mod Podge, and doing that instead, just to protect it better, keep the end from popping up. So I wouldn't say that it didn't work, because obviously these are pretty darn cute. But and you can make them out of different size cans. The first cans I got were actually very big ones, but then we had some super small cans, so I just used the smaller ones. They're definitely useful, and making sure that you put the
the paper down over it. Make sure that you don't, then that way you don't have any rough edges, which I think is good, or sharp edges. So, I mean, as far as recycling, I think it's great. Using your scraps, that's great. And, you could come up with something that is pretty cute, and you can vary it to different themes, Western, girly. You could do it for different holidays. Easter's coming up. There's a lot of different things that you could do. St. Patrick's Day. So I would say go ahead and try it if you feel like it, but unless you have one really great glue stick, I would make sure you get some Mod Podge and use that to stick it down. And I just use a foam brush with it. So happy scrapping out there, and we'll see you all later. Bye.